Welcome to this prenatal yoga class. My name is Soledad, and I'm honored to be here guiding this exploration of this moment in your body and this opportunity of connection with your baby through your body. We'll be moving and breathing together, and first thing I want to invite you into on one of the most great possibilities of practicing while you're pregnant is that you are invited to connect deeply with the signs and the language of your own body. So if there's anything that doesn't work from what I'm inviting you to move into, you don't have to, please don't move in that way if it doesn't work, and listen to what works. So really this class is an invitation for you to take my invitation, and then if it's you can modify as you need. And now that you're at home and you're really there's no one else that can to compare with, you can do your own thing with the invitation of what I'm providing tonight. We'll be breathing and using voice and using our bodies, and enjoy. Starting with a seated position where you're comfortable. I'm using a blanket, and it's really good to have a blanket around. If you have a block and a strap, but mostly a block or a big book and a bolster or a couple of big pillows, that could be helpful for the end. But something to sit on can be very helpful for finding length and ease in the spine. And during pregnancy, because of the change of the center of gravity, because of the change in body, posture tends to change and in detriment often, like this kind of thing, growing, the breath weight growing, all these kind of things start to happen. And we want to find the length of the spine so that you can find space, you can bring space to your lungs and to your baby, and in that space the ease of breath and movement. And there's a lot more that we'll talk about later as we move. So find a comfortable position, which can be like this cross-legged, or it can be in any way. This is all good. Any way that works for your body. And find the softness or closure of your eyes. Inviting your senses to move inwards so that you can find this awareness of the innermost of you, of starting with the inside of your body, and then maybe other levels as well. Take a moment here to notice the flow of your breath, your natural breath right now. And as you notice your inhale and exhale, allow your spine to gently receive this kind of cradling of your inhale and exhale in a very gentle wave-like response. Keep following the inhale and keep following the exhale. And as you breathe like this, notice first if there is any place in your body where you can relax more, especially around your eyes, inside of your mouth, anywhere in your face. And if you were receiving this warm, gentle liquid coming down from your crown through your body, this very warm and enjoyable sensation through your face keeps moving down, relaxing your neck, your shoulders, all of your arms. Your heart softens inside of your chest, and these melting liquids keep moving down, sharing your heart and opening your heart from the bottom towards the space where your baby is floating. All your belly relaxes, and in that, you take a deeper breath into the space where your baby is floating. Allow your hips to soften and your legs to receive this warmth. You're welcome to keep your eyes soft or closed the whole time, as much as you can, so you can keep relating to the innermost of you more easily. And as you keep breathing slowly, we're going to start doing slow, small, maybe bigger circles with your torso on top of your pelvis. As you move like this, stay with this awareness of this warmth moving through your body, and with this movement of your torso on top of your pelvis, imagine that this warmth is spreading even more from the center of you out through your skin. Kind of an emanation of this warmth and glow, which is a natural kind of substance like that happens during pregnancy. Substance like glow. So keep the movements of the torso on top of the pelvis, and allow your shoulders and your neck to move in the way that it feels good. And as you move like this, deepen your breath. So you're going to take deeper inhale, just slowly, like if the breath that's coming in, it's a thick nectar that you just can let in slowly. And exhale. And find the center again. Take a moment to find the center. Imagine you have an invisible thread from your crown up towards the ceiling. Feel the length of your spine. And very gently start moving in circles to the opposite side you have been moving before. It can start with small circles. And as you continue, maybe it feels good to make them bigger. Allow the warmth to be kind of shared evenly through your body as you move your body in this way, like a magical witch, kind of steering a cauldron of magic. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Allow your eyes, your face to soften. Allow your heart to spread through your chest as you move, as you open and kind of hollow your chest. And notice here what feels good. Maybe smaller circles, maybe bigger circles. And take a moment to find the center. Find a moment of stillness again. And feel free to change the position of your legs if that needs to happen. I'm going to change the position of my legs. And we're going to turn the palms to face up here. Feel the sensation of your palms, in contact with the air, the temperature, and any other sensation here. And turn your palms down again and bring the index and thumb together in a gesture of connection of the individual and universal consciousness. And in that, the connection of your heart and roots and reach through all of your body, the connection of you with all the other mother energy in this earth. We'll open this practice with 3 Oms. You can keep your hands on your knees. You can bring your hands on your belly, or one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And feel your own voice and the vibration of your voice. Imagining how your baby resonates in its pool of water, how your voice resonates in your baby's body. Take a deep inhale to Om. Lovely. Open your eyes. Take out your blanket if you have something under your knees. And we're coming to all fours. And you can always pad your knees with the blanket. Actually, I'm going to do that if you like. For all fours, you want to open your hand and feel into the center of your hand. And you want to ground through the mount of your fingers really actively, so that you're not just hanging there, but really finding your root and your connection with the floor. Feel your knees and the rest of your leg on the floor, and press the floor as you lengthen your spine. More than letting your belly down, let your spine really lengthen here. As you exhale, round and release your head. You can say a little bit no here, letting your head wait. Shoulders back, inhale, lengthen your tail back and your heart forwards. And exhale, round. Take a couple of breaths like this, following the rhythm of your own deep breath. Maybe extending your inhale and your exhale just a tiny little bit more than your regular breath. And in that, we're creating more space, giving the lungs a pattern of longer and deeper breath, which is also affecting the nervous system, connecting your system with the parasympathetic nervous system, where you find more this rest and digest kind of energy that it's very beneficial in many levels, but growing your baby and for immunity for sure. Take a couple of more breaths like this. Marjari Asana, cat and cow. And this posture, it's so healing for the spine, for any back pain, and it's very good for during childbirth actually. These and many variations of being on hands and knees. Next inhale, stay with the length of your spine here, and we're going to look towards the right and bring the right seat bones towards the right, like a slow motion poppy, happy poppy. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look to your left. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look to your right. Feel that length in the left rib cage. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look to your left side. Inhale, come back to center. Reach through your heart. Arch your spine a little bit more here. No pain in the lower back. And as you exhale, round. And this time, you're going to press through your hands. Press through the dorsal of your feet and bring the knees just off the floor slightly. If this doesn't work for your feet, you can curl your toes as well. But the knees are just off the floor slightly. Bring the knees again to the floor and open your chest again. Exhale here, round.
This time, same thing, but you're going to be aware of your pelvic floor, that space where if you're having a vaginal birth, your baby's going to come through, and you want to engage your pelvic floor here. Take an inhale just slowly and release your knees. Exhale, and then inhale, opening your chest. Exhale, round. Take an inhale here, and then you're going to exhale, engage pelvic floor, a little bit like holding the P. See if you can relax your buttocks here, but keep engaging the pelvic floor and release, knees to the floor, and inhale, open. One more time, exhale, round. Take an inhale here to the back of your lungs. As you exhale, bring the knees off the floor, activate pelvic floor. And knees to the floor. Bring your knees away from each other and come back to child's pose. So if child's pose is comfortable, you can release your forehead towards your fists. That's an option here. But for many people, it's not comfortable, and we want to be comfortable. So you can bring your elbows a little bit forwards and have your elbows under your shoulders and just release there. Your head, you can have your head under your feet. You can use a block here as well. Find a place where you are truly comfortable, and you're going to completely relax your belly and completely relax your pelvic floor. And as you inhale, allow the space in between your seat bones and that triangle between the seat bones are towards the front, towards the pubic bone, to kind of expand with your inhale. So it's almost like a balloon is being blown as you inhale. And as you exhale, keep your buttocks relaxed, but engage pelvic floor, like you're calling everything slightly in and up towards your heart, very gently but actively, in and up towards your heart. And then inhale, relax. We're going to take 2 more breaths like this. Relax your belly, relax in between your seat bones and towards your pubic bone. Relax there, softening your eyes and relax. And exhale, engage pelvic floor. One more time. Inhale, relax. And exhale, engage pelvic floor. Keep your face very soft. And soften. Take out your block. Come back to forelegs and start moving your pelvis here from side to side. You can let your head kind of hang. Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth very slowly. Lovely. And then you could bring in your knees maybe a little bit closer together. I'm going to show it this way. Under your hips, it can always be a little bit wider. And we're going to curl toes. I'll show it this way actually. We're going to curl the toes and sit back on top of the heels. And you don't want to be doing this kind of thing or this kind of thing. You want to be right under, and you might need to walk your pinky toes, kind of spread them on the floor. If this doesn't work for your knees, you can fold the blanket under your knees and make yourself comfortable there. It will be intense in a way, depending if you've done this before or not. It can be intense on the toes, and that is mostly fine unless you cannot bear it, and in that case just let it release. But if it's uncomfortable but doable, smile. This is one amazing thing to do during uncomfortable situation. Smile. It relaxes your whole face and it sends a message of wellness to the body. You truly smile and breathe in the midst of uncomfortable. You can even make a noise, like we're going to make, like right now, a Brahmari pranayam. You can have your hands on your belly or one in the heart, one in the belly, and it's a humming sound, very soft and slow. Take an inhale.
Lovely. And I'll say now why we're doing this posture, but because you've been there for a while, let's come forwards and point the toes and sit back on top of the heels. Again, if the knees are not comfortable, you can use the blanket under the knees. And here we're going to move from side to side. So these happy toes, or toe torture, some people call it, posture, it's very good for the fascia of the in the sole of the foot, plantar fascia. And during pregnancy, it tends to get, because with all the shift in weight, it tends to get tight. So it's a good practice to do this kind of thing. We're coming here, and again, actually curl your toes and come back. Just a little bit of breath. Find your deep and full breath. And make sure you're not collapsing forwards on your lower back, but finding the length on your lower back. And you might always can be a little bit forwards here. Bring the shoulders up, back, and down. And we'll do this a couple of more times. Up, back, and down. Keep smiling and breathing deeply. Up, back, and down. Just one more time. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Come forwards. Point your toes and move again the pelvis from side to side. You can let the head down again. And we're coming back to Parvatasana or Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. If you are not feeling good in an inversion like this, you can instead walk your hands forwards, bring your knees maybe a little bit back and lengthen. And you might need to open your knees more, lengthen through your elbows and armpits, and release your head. And here, make sure to bring your shoulders away from the ears. So you can always relax here, but the invitation is to bring the elbows off the floor, press through the whole hand, including the fingertips. And that's going to prevent pain in the wrist, carpal tunnel. It's going to help actually if there's anything inflamed. Release your head and lengthen here. You can do that, or you can walk the hands a little bit more forwards on your shoulders, curl your toes and come up with your pelvis, and bring enough space in between your legs so that when you bend your knees, your belly kind of fits in between your thighs. Release your head. Keep your shoulder blades away from the ears. And breathe here. First, finding length in the space in between your vertebrae and in all the integrity of your spine. And then you're going to walk in place, reaching with one heel and the other, maybe towards the floor. Let your head wait. So that's different from being there. You want to let the back of the neck really lengthen so that the circulation can move in that space. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Take a moment to find quiet here and bring your knees to the floor. Inhale, gaze forwards, press the floor. Open your knees, and we're coming back either to child's pose here, if that's comfortable for you. It's always nice to have a prop or your fists under the head. Or you can come, if this is more comfortable, you can try it on towards your elbows, your forehead on your fists, or on the block or book, big book or pillows. Take a deep inhale here. And you're just gonna sigh it out. One more time. And here, find a word that encapsulates your intention for this practice today. Listening to the deep intelligence of your body in connection with this being that's growing within you. And as your baby grows within you, you also grow within you.
Take an inhale, gently raising your head and coming to your hands. Bring your knees under your hips, curl your toes, and this time we're going to bring the knees off the floor and walk the hands back. You might need more space in between your legs. Soften your knees quite a bit so that your belly can fit on the floor. We're going to bring the elbows to the thighs. Shoulders away from the ears, and you want to find a place where your torso is kind of parallel to the floor. And this can help equalize the pressure on the body so that you don't feel dizzy when you come up. If you tend to feel dizzy when you move from the floor, really activate your legs and bring up your toes. Actually, let's do this even if you don't tend to feel dizzy, because this is good. Activate your toes, take your elbows off your sides, and it's like you're embracing your baby with your abdomen, not squeezing your baby in, but a little bit embracing. Now feel your seat bones and feel that connection of the support of the pelvic floor in between seat bones towards the coccyx and towards the pubic bone, that connection there. And with that, come all the way up. Release your hands to the sides of your body and keep your eyes open for now, just to help in that moving of the fluids and the blood from the head down. Take a deep inhale here and exhale. One more breath like this, feeling the sides and the back of your lungs as you inhale and exhaling. Half sun salutations. We're going to soften the knees, bring the toes off the floor, and the intention of this is to create kind of a buoyancy in the feet. During pregnancy, I've seen it a lot, that and actually in any yoga class, but more during pregnancy, there's a tendency of collapsing the inner arch, the knees coming in, very subtle, but all these changes, so fast changes in the body can help in kind of, if we're not aware, just this collapse. And the engagement of the inner arch of the feet and the bringing up of the toes can help already in the foundation of the whole body in this. So we're going to bring the toes off the floor, engage the inner arch and bend the knees. Arms in the sides of the body, press the floor, reach the arms up and out, and allow the breath guide your movement. Exhale, soften the knees and come forwards. In this movement, you can come all the way down if that works, but you can also keep your elbows on the thighs and release your head here. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, your crown reaching forwards, pressing your hands under your knees, open your chest. Exhale, release. It can be all the way on the floor or not. Inhale, find tabletop again, hands on the sides of the body, press the floor, come all the way up and down. Through the sides, inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold in again, all the way down or elbows on the thighs. Release your head, inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, arms through the sides and continue all the way up. You might need to do this slower or take a moment here. One more time. So follow your own guidance if you need to do something different from what I'm saying. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, reach your arms through the sides and continue all the way up, palms together in front of the heart. Inhaling, soften the knees again, press the floor, reach the arms up. This time we'll stay here for a moment. At first, you want to find the reach of your heart up. You might need to bring the hands quite away from each other, especially if your shoulders are very high. This might be better for anyone. And we're gonna go like this, exhaling to the right, like you have either a big ball. If you can have the palms together, that's also an option, but not to the expense of the shoulders. Exhale, like if you have the moon on your hands to the right. You can always bend your knees here to provide more space on your lower back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale to your left side. Always feel free to bend your knees. Keep your chest open, so don't close your chest. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Release your arms to the sides. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. And interlace your fingers behind your sacrum. And at first, we're going to bend the elbows and point the elbows back. And this helps in bringing the shoulder blades back as well. So we don't want to be here, but with the shoulder blades back. And then extend your elbows maybe a lot, maybe a little bit more. And reach your heart up. Inhale here, exhale, chin to the chest. Soften your jaw. We're going to take an inhale through the nose, soften your knees. And in this, we're going to exhale like a horse, like this. Or blowing raspberries. Inhale. One more time. Release your arms all the way up and exhale. Here, cactus hands. So you're gonna have your hands in line with your elbows, kind of, and the shoulder blades are moving down through the spine. So not there, but there. Take your palms to face slightly towards you, and you can unite thumb and index if you like. And we're gonna soften here. Inhale, exhale to your right in a twist. I'm mirroring you. As you open to this side, you want your shoulder blades to be going towards the spine, like if you have in between your shoulder blades something like a pencil there. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale in the other direction. Keep your knees soft here. Inhale, come back to center again. Exhale towards your right. Inhale, center, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale. Inhale, center, release your arms, shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips, and you're coming to the top of your mat. I'm gonna come in this direction. Bring your toes up, activate the soles of your feet, really grounding through the mount of your pinky toe and then also through the mount of your big toe. Open your palms, reach through your roots, down through your connection of your body with the floor, and then from that foundation of this greater womb that you're standing in, soften your eyes and reach through your crown. Take one deep breath into the space in your whole body, all the way to your feet. And soften your toes, open your eyes if they are closed. Variation of sun salutation, reach your arms out and up, inhale. And take your time to draw the space around you as you fold in. You can reach the floor if you like, or you can have your elbows on your sides and release your head. Inhale, lengthen your spine and really finding length. So it's more important to bend your knees and have the length of your spine than to be rounding here. We want to bring space and integration of your spine. Space to the baby. Exhale, hands on the floor, and you'll bring the legs back. Find your plank and then bring one knee and the other down. You want to really ground through your hands, shoulders away from the ears the whole time. And as you come a little bit down, we won't come all the way down. We're going to exhale here with the elbows close to the body, look at forwards, and then you're coming up slowly. Exhale down. And take it slowly up. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. Inhale up, two more. Exhale. And inhale, and just one more. Exhale. And inhale. You can curl your toes and come up to downward facing dog. Or, this might work or not for you. You can always bend your knees here. Always space for the baby. But you can also walk your knees a little bit back and your hands a little bit forwards And sliding your shoulder blades down through your rib cage, lengthen through your spine, and then release your head. So in this position, you can, you want to keep your elbows kind of off the floor unless you need to just relax and surrender here. That's also an option. Otherwise, if you have the energy and it's the right thing, keep your elbows off the floor and slide your shoulder blades down. Take one more breath wherever you are. It might be in downward facing dog. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Open a little bit more the distance between the legs, soften the knees, and walk the hands back, all the way back, elbows to the thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, the pelvis kind of quite low. If your knees are complaining, lower than here, you can stay here. You can stay a little bit higher. If you can, toes facing forwards, and we come a little bit down, bringing a lot of space for the belly. So, but we want to start with the toes facing forwards, and you can rest here. You can rest wherever it works. If you're all the way down and it's easy, you're going to engage your legs and bring your pelvis a little bit up so your thighs and your legs are working. And we'll take just one breath. We're going to inhale, engaging. This time we're inhaling, engaging the pelvic floor. Engage, engage, engage. As you exhale, softening. And if you can, let the weight of your pelvis and relaxing down in the squat. But relax your pelvic floor in the exhale. Relax, relax, relax. And come up. Bring your elbows to your thighs or hands on the floor. Inhale here, long spine. Exhale, release. Inhale here, find the length of your spine. Engage sides as you bring the arms back. Press the floor, come all the way up. And exhale down. Shoulders up, back and down. Bring your hands to your belly. And we're going to start moving the pelvis from side to side. Soften like you're bouncing. Allow the bouncing sensation to come from your feet. Your knees are responding. Your pelvis is responding. So you're folding here in the pelvis, in the hip. Deep breath. Notice your heart, your temperature, any movements of your baby or any movements within you. And we're going to start doing circles this time. Keep your knees soft. You can close your eyes and just go into this spiral you're creating with your pelvis, with your body. This magical possibility of creation. Start moving in the other direction with your pelvis to any rhythm that speaks to you, feels right and enjoyable. Keep the breath happening. Take one more breath and one more circle, and take a moment to find the center. You can have the feet quite away from each other or closer together. Find the center, release your arms, and soften or close your eyes and feel your body. Let your breath flood into you. All this prana, this life force energy. And with the exhale, let anything that can soften, especially within your mouth, anything that can soften, soften. Beautiful. Move into one more standing posture. We're going to bring the feet kind of one of your legs width apart. And of course, you see if it's too much or you can do more. And we'll point the toes out and we're going to squat. For the squat, for the safety of the knees, when we bend the knees, we want to have the knees in line with the center of the foot, not collapsing in like I'm doing right now, in line with the center of the foot. If this is happening, you can point your toes more aligned, more forwards, like more in a way that they will be aligned with your knees.
And another thing is that you can always stay in line with your knees instead of going all the way down, especially if it doesn't feel right. If you know your baby is not in an optimal position, meaning the baby's breech and you are past 35 weeks, like 35 on, and the baby's breech, you don't want to go all the way here because you want to, when you do this, the baby is coming lower in the pelvis. So in that case, you can be higher, a little bit higher here. If the baby's breech or it's in an uncomfortable position, even if the head is down, you want to still have it out of the engagement so that it can move its way around, and they often do. Okay, so we're going up. Take a moment here if you've been squatting. Take a moment here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale here. Press through your feet, always starting from your root, and from there reach your heart up and reach your arms. Inhale, gathering this universal wisdom into your hands, into the space in between your eyes, the space of your internal sight, deeper sight, into your heart, and from your heart we're coming down. Feel free to stay in line with your knees or higher. Take an inhale here, press your knees back, a little bit back, and as we exhale, point your sit bones back and bring your hands to the floor, or to the blocks as well, or to a bolster if you don't reach, or to a chair if you don't reach the floor, it doesn't feel right. Take a moment here, and then we're coming all the way to the center, opening, inhale, all the way up, again, reaching higher, to all into your body, to your space in between the eyes, to your heart, and slowly come down. And it can be in line with your knees, and maybe you can go a little bit more. Engaging your legs, not just collapsing in your hips, but engage your legs. Exhaling, bring your sit bones back and your hands to the floor. Keep your knees bent. Take an inhale here in connection and reverence to this earth that sustains us. And engaging your legs, open from your heart out. And inhale all the way up, reaching, opening, and into your body, into your heart, and from there down. Take a breath here. You can go as low as it feels right. Next, exhale, sit bones back, reach into the earth. You can even bow your head if it's there for you. Take a deep breath. Press the floor, lengthen and open from your heart, reach all the way up. One more time towards your third eye, your heart, and from your heart down. All the way, sit bones back and towards the earth. Bow your head if it's right for you. Sometimes you can feel dizzy here, so in that case, gaze forwards. Take an inhale. This time we're going to move the weight to the hands and bring the knees in towards the floor and open the knees. Come back to child's pose, and if child's pose is good, again, release there. Or you can come forward, prop your fists, and rest. Take a deep inhale and exhale. One more. One Brahmari Pranayam. It's a humming sound. Let the sound of your voice awaken through the cells of your body, and maybe awaken your baby as well. Take an inhale. Lovely. Open your eyes and come forwards to forelegs. Bring your knees a little bit close together. If it's comfortable, and move from side to side here. Really relaxing and kind of hammocking your baby on your belly and relaxing your belly. That's what I meant.
Allow your head even to soften. And actually, if there's any other way to move here, maybe in circles, maybe again cat and cow, take a couple of moments to find what your body needs in this position or enjoys more. There's a lot at this time that is changing, and change is a lot of times is challenging, but it can be so enjoyable if we stay connected with our childishness in a way, to our inner child, not childishness, but inner child, the playfulness of having kind of a new body and a totally changing body every day. So it invites us to find different ways of being in it and of moving in it. Okay, find the place where your knees are a little bit close to each other. Press through your hands, reach your right leg back. Now, if you are having any SI joint pain, pain in your pelvis, in the back, or pubic symphysis pain in the front, you want to bring the foot to the floor. Otherwise, bring it here. You want to bring the foot to the floor if it's painful in any way or uncomfortable. This is also good. You can reach back through your heel, or if there's no pain, you can be here. We're all going to bring the knee towards the right armpit and step that right foot forwards. Toes pointing forwards, or actually they can point out if that's good, but what you want is to have the knee in line with the toes. So if it's pointing forwards, the knee is pointing in line with the toes or out if the toes are out. Curl your back toes and bring your fists. You can bring your hands to a block or somewhere higher. Let your pelvis wait for a moment, and then keep your pelvis low, but bring the thighs into the hip socket. And you can stay here, or you can bring your knee off the floor for a moment. Always calling the thighs into the hip socket. Inhale and exhale. Take another deep breath in this engagement while you're just breathing here. So that's a movement where you're breathing. It's a gentle, subtle movement within. Exhaling, bring the left knee to the floor. And you can walk your hands forward a little bit. Your legs are slightly engaged. No, you're not completely just collapsing there. Slightly engaged. You can just walk the hands down. You can bring the elbows on top of a pillow or a block or the floor if you're good with the floor. And release your head. Again, if there's any discomfort in the SI joints, which tend to be, the pelvis can feel very unstable during pregnancy, come out of this position slowly if that's the case. Otherwise, stay here. Breathing, you can move if that feels good. Or you can just keep breathing and letting your pelvis wait while keeping a gentle activation of the inner thighs. Take another deep breath. Inhaling, walk your hands back if they were forward. Bring your pelvis back, and you can even bring your block with you or a book with you as you come back to bring your torso a little bit higher. If you don't have anything, just bring your fingertips to the floor, and you can flex your ankle and start extending your right knee. And I know this is not possible for everyone, so this is also good. You want to keep the integrity of your spine. So instead of really rounding through your spine, having something will help you lengthen. Even a chair here will help you lengthen through your spine. And maybe extending, maybe not. Wherever you are, find your limit where you can breathe and still smile. So during pregnancy, for some people, you might feel a lot more flexible because of relaxin, this hormone that helps during childbirth to open the pelvis, and it relaxes the ligaments, and it relaxes the ligaments everywhere in the body. So it might feel that you're more flexible, but in that you want to really stay behind the limit of flexibility. So it's important to engage the muscles, not in tension, but some kind of tone there. Take another breath here. Exhale, point your toes and flex your toes. Inhale. One more time, point your toes and flex your toes.
and your ankle, sorry, as well. And then bring your sole to the floor, bend your knee, take out the block if you have a block, and ground in your hands, bring your right leg back, and take a moment here to find the center. Maybe it feels good to move. You can let your head down, kind of to reset in the center. You can move side to side, you can move in circles, or you can just stay still if that serves you better. Bring the knees a little bit closer to each other. Bring the left leg back. Find the connection of your hands with the floor and the length through your spine. So now again, if you have any instability in your pelvis and it feels uncomfortable, you can have your toes on the floor, reaching back through the heel. Take another breath. Bring the left knee towards your left armpit and step the left foot forwards. Curl your back toes, and this helps to bring stability to the pelvis, and let your pelvis weight here, and then bring the thighs towards the hip sockets, both of them. I like to bring my fifth to keep my wrist more aligned, but you can keep your hands, and you can bring your hands to a block as well. Find length on your spine. Take a moment here in the depth of the posture, but without just collapsing your pelvis, without hanging on the ligaments, but still collecting the bones, the bone of the thigh towards the hip socket. Take another deep breath. And then you're going to walk your hands forwards and start bending your elbows. So same thing you did at the other side. It might be really different in this side. You can have your elbows on the floor if they reach. You can have your elbows on a bolster or a block. Keep the length of your spine as much as you can, and you can release your head here. And it sometimes feels good to move. Check what works in one direction and the other, or just stay. Allow your face to soften and your breath to go into the spaces where it feels that more space can be good, like your left hip, maybe in this case, or right hip. Take another breath. And bring your hands back, take the block out. Ground your hands and take a moment to bring the right knee up. I think we did it on the other side. Bring the knee down. And then we're going to walk the hands back as you extend the left knee. So again, if you have a block, or you did it to the other side, use a block to bring your torso higher and find more length on the spine. Don't have to extend the knee, you can keep it a little bit bent. It's good to flex the ankle to give it more stability. Open your chest, and you can also have your fingertips on the floor. Point the sit bones back and breathe here. Exhaling, point your toes, and then flex your ankle again. Point your toes, exhale, flex your ankle. This time we stay, point your toes, bend your knee, bring your hands to the floor, and bring your left leg back and find this movement on your pelvis. Let your pelvis weight. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. You can rest in child's pose for a couple of breaths, or you can do one more downward facing dog, bringing space in between your legs, bending your knees and finding this length. Whatever you choose, breathe deeply, be enjoying. So notice if it's not enjoyable, move away from that posture and go into what's enjoyable right now, closer to the end of the practice. And then if you're in downward facing dog, bring your knees to the floor. Take a moment to rest your head on your fists or towards the floor in a variation of child's pose or in child's pose. Lovely. And then we're going to come to a seated position. Sit time. Bringing the feet a little bit wider than the hips, hands behind you. Open the chest and bring your shoulder blades towards your spine. Just feeling this gentle, sometimes not so gentle, opening in the front of the shoulder and the head. Allow your neck to move freely from side to side.
And find the center. Exhale the knees to the right and let your left hip come a little bit up, always to the extent that your body enjoys, and then come back to center. Other side. Left hip up and come back to center, again to the right. Take an inhale here. And release, and to the left. Take an inhale here. And release. Lovely. So we're going to prepare for Shavasana. My favorite thing for Shavasana during pregnancy is with a bolster. You can do this with a pillow that you can roll, or something kind of hard. If you have a pillow, you can roll it and kind of roll around something so it holds like that. If you have a bolster, it's easy. You will bring it like this. I show you what's the end kind of situation so that you can try that maybe with something else, some other pillows. So the idea is to have the surface where you can be like 45 degrees up, so that you're not laying flat on your back, which is not advisable, especially after, you know, after half of the second trimester, when baby's already heavier, you feel uncomfortable. So you want to raise your surface. This is an option for Shavasana. Your blanket can be on your belly, and maybe you have another thing to put under your knee, especially if your lower back is unhappy. It just relaxes your lower back. You can also have your knees bent and just rest your knees towards each other. And this is the idea. And you can here reach your arms back and be a little bit like this in cactus hands, or just letting your arms down. If you have an eye pillow, that's great. This position I like because you're probably, if you are past your second trimester, you're probably sleeping on your side a lot. If you don't have this possibility, you can be resting on your left side with something under your head and maybe a pillow in between your knees, just in a fetal position. But make sure that your head is on something, so you're not just contracting the left side of your neck. So this is an option here. Find your way in Shavasana and take a deep couple of breaths there, softening into the earth. You might want to turn the light a little bit down to support this relaxation, which is so nurturing at any point, but especially during pregnancy. So nurturing in so many levels. Feel the support of Mother Earth under you. Your body being given and spreading in deep communication, unseen communication with your own womb and your own support under you. Feel the weight of your eyelids on top of your eyes. Feel how the forehead softens and the inside of your cheeks completely relax. And I'll be silent for around a minute, and I'll call you back in a moment.
Feel free to stay and close the practice if you're very enjoying your rest. Stay in Shavasana. But if you like, come to your side. If you're not in your side, take a breath in a fetal position. And then with helping hands, make your way to a comfortable seated position. Find the length of your spine, the reach of your seat, and the reach of the top of your head. And here, either soften or close your eyes again and tune in to the rhythm of your breath. Bringing your palms on top of your belly. Feel the warmth and the sensation of pressure or whatever else you sense in that connection of your hands with your body, this region of your body. And we're going to close the practice with one humming sound, inviting the rivers within you to vibrate with your sound. Take a deep inhale to a humming sound. Thank you so much for being here with me. Namaste.